So look, when it comes to anything flying in the sky in our community, I absolutely love it. I'm joined right now by RJ and by Chuck for Air Supremacy over Goshen. I'm very excited for this. Chuck, tell me exactly what it is for anyone watching who may not know.
Air supremacy over Goshen is what we call a giant scale RC or radio controlled event. And basically, these are the large aircraft, the ones we call 80-inch or larger. So these aren't your little grandfather, maybe father, sons that they learn to fly in the field. This is the big stuff, high technology, everywhere from turbine jets to multi-engine aircraft to World War I, World War II, you name it, the gamut, it will be there in Goshen.
I love it. So RJ, we're talking. Chuck mentioned there all these bigger planes, like really complicated technology. Um, when you see these aircraft, for anyone who's never been to an RC event like this, what's the big appeal?
Well, people who come to this event who've never seen what we're doing are absolutely astounded because they the perception is a small toy aircraft, and it's nothing like that. And when they get there, they're really impressed. I think people see these things fly at any level and they say, "Oh, I've always wanted to do that." And we give them a chance to see if I may, the upper tier of the hobby. I mean, you can. There's places to start, but this is a good place to end up.
I agree.
So, what are some of the aircraft that are on display that really impress you the most?
Oh,
Go ahead, Chuck.
I'm a builder. I also build and design my own aircraft as well. For me, everybody loves the jets, right? Because our aircraft are very similar to a full-scale turbine aircraft. They use the same kind of fuel. It's just a mini version, if you will. And the noise, the sound, the speed is all exciting. Myself, I'm more of that in between the wars kind of guy. I'm a history buff, and that's why I primarily got into this hobby. Is a history buff. My father was part of the Grace Generation during World War II, the Battle of Bulge and all that, and he watched the air war happen over Europe. But I love history, and my kind of era is that 1937 to 41, that golden romance of aircraft, if you will.
Well, the DC-3 is my favorite aircraft of all time. So I don't know if that was quite there. Maybe that was a few years after.
You're right in that era. You are,
yeah.
And we've had a few of those at our event in the years past. I don't know, to be honest with you, if any of them are coming this year. These guys tend to travel quite a bit. We have guys from California to Connecticut and everything in between. So every year, everybody's excited about building a new project and bringing it, and that's also kind of excitement too, as well as we don't know quite what's going to show up, but I can guarantee you it's going to be impressive.
Has anyone? I'm wondering now with technology. I often wonder this. When you see unmanned aerial vehicles like you see in the army and things like that, they obviously have cameras on them that they can use that as well. Has anyone upgraded their RC planes to actually having cameras on them so that that's how they navigate rather than just looking up at them?
RJ, I'll let you handle this one.
Okay. Well, we need to make a clear distinction between what you would call an autonomous drone and the remote control aircraft that we operate at Air Supremacy. And for the entire hobby, the aircraft we fly are not autonomous. You're in control of those 100% of the time, and you have to maintain a visual line of sight, not only because it's necessary, but it's because it's required. So we do put cameras on them, but it's not for the purpose of having it fly autonomously. It's simply to have a photographic record of what transpired during the flight from the air. Yeah, and they're fun to watch, but these are not autonomous drones, and it's best to keep them separate.
Well, and also from the hobby point of view too, and I'll jump in, RJ, real quick. The individuals, I'm not gentlemen, and we have a great group of ladies that are part of this as well. part of the romance, if you will, of building an aircraft from say 1947 or 1950 or even 1917 is to fly it in that prototypical manner. You
Yeah.
know, with today's technology, literally anything is almost possible. We hear the term of 3D, which is the power of the weight ratio of an aircraft is, twice the weight of the aircraft. They can do anything, right? Well, part of the romance too is that these guys fly these things in a prototypical manner of that year. So to do that with FPV goggles and autonomy, that's not part of it. There's a whole nother segment of hobby, and that's great, and that's part of it. That's just not us. We're what we are is all the air shows that used to happen during the 70s and the 80s around the country. You'd see, 15 P-51 Mustangs. You'd see 100 T6 Texans and 20 B-17s. We don't see that anymore, and they're getting less and less. And we're kind of that next best thing. That's what we're replacing. We're just a little bit scaled down version of that, but also you can get up a little bit closer. You can talk to the pilots, and that's what we provide at Goshen.
I like it. You're hitting me with the passion side. RJ, being a former air traffic controller, he's hitting me with the FAA regulations on it. So no, I love it. But
that's why we work great together.
yeah, he keeps you out of trouble. And but RJ, for everyone watching, tell me, when is this event happening?
The event begins on July 13th, which is a Thursday, and it runs through Saturday, the 15th. And
nice.
The hours of operation are 9 to 5. It's at Gate 10 at the Goshen Municipal Airport, which is off of US 33. It's not at the main entrance of the airport. It's off US 33. Admission for adults is $5. Military and veterans and children under 12 are admitted free.
Wonderful. And so it's nice that it's going to be at the airport, so you'll safely have a good mixture of the RC planes with the planes and the pattern there, learning to fly and things like that. So it's always a good time to go to the airport.
Oh, it is. We have a great relationship with the airport, and we couldn't be more happier with them. I would like to say too that there's also vending. There's be food vendors, T-shirt vendors, hobby vendors will be on site. So it'll be quite popular, and there'll be a lot of things to do.
And the website, Chuck?
ASOT.rocks, ROCKS. Or it can be Air Supremacy Air Shows, or flygoshen.com will get you there as well. We have multiple resources to get in, and we'd love for you guys to follow us on our Facebook page, which is flygoshen.com.
I think flygoshen.com might be the easier one to remember out of all them. So I hope you have a great event. I know you put in a lot of work. I know that when people see it on display, they don't necessarily see the hours and hours and hours that people put into building them, learning to fly them excellently then as well, and just to be able to put on a show. So keep up the good work. I know it's really a passion project. It's not about making money or anything like that. It's just about giving back to the community and giving families a way to come out and just enjoy themselves.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
All right.
So we travel around quite a bit. We're from Wisconsin. We travel around with, there's a Warbird Classic Alliance series of events that go on all summer long. And we met RJ, who puts on the Air Supremacy over Goshen, and we attend that event as well. So a lot of the guys that are all into the Warbirds usually travel around to a lot of the same events.
The best part is the people. I mean, they become not just friends, but your family, and it's really what makes it the most enjoyable for us. We've been doing this together for over 20 years now, my husband and me, and at first I didn't fly. I learned how to fly a few years ago, and it's made it a whole lot more fun for me with both of us flying.